If you've watched HBO's Industry Season 3, you can see that green investing is a central topic. And there's one conversation which sums up quite well the whole thing. It's at this Pierpoint board meeting.
ESG is a great marketing tool.
I showed it to Alex Edmans, professor of finance, expert in sustainability, author of Grow the Pie.
But shouldn't we be wary of increasingly gearing our balance sheet toward a fad?
I'm a strong sustainability advocate. My first book, Grow the Pie, was on the power of sustainability.
His reaction to the clip was remarkable.
Pray that the CEO is a black lesbian with one leg.
So I think the first reaction that somebody might have to this clip is they might be triggered by it. They might say this is an anti-woke, racist, sexist person who is just for political reasons trying to trash ESG because they only care about white men and they don't care about the environment or wider society. And I think the first reaction to anything which we don't like is to ask, well, could this actually be true? And is there any truth behind it, rather than dismissing it as being politically motivated?
The thing with Alex, he's not just a big brain in finance, he's also an expert in the use and misuse of data and evidence, of the way we think about stuff.
It's sometimes what people look like at the company are just ESG factors over and above regular factors. So they make quip about the identity of the CEO, but that is not a million miles away from what some people do in reality as investors. Is if there was a new person appointed to the board, they might say, well, are they an ethnic minority or are they a woman? As an ethnic minority myself, I care about diversity, but what matters is their credentials. Yet, when we want to try to assess the quality of a board, we only look at board diversity, or we primarily look at board diversity. There's so many other aspects of a person than their diversity, and in fact this is actually bad for minorities, because then people think, okay, you're a good director because of your minority characteristic, and this actually underplays the actual experience and challenge that you might be bringing to the board.
Excuse me?
A sustainable investing advocate can agree with this cynical Pierpoint dude. It's also worth noting that Eric from Pierpoint is reacting to what this guy is saying.
Leave your cynicism at the door while this trade still has legs.
So Eric is not saying that these companies are going to save the world. He doesn't care about that at all.
Momentum is everything.
What he cares about is short-term impact.
The views expressed in this are similar to a recent paper I wrote called The End of ESG. So you might think, well, why did I write The End of ESG? Because I'm an ESG advocate. But I'm saying the end of ESG as something which is viewed special, that it's put on a pedestal compared to other drivers of company value. So I think ESG is very important, but many other things are important, such as strategy, operational performance, capital allocation, and so on. So why is it that we are just looking at the ESG characteristics of an investment and not all these other characteristics, which could be just as or even more important than ESG?
So maybe the acronym ESG is
A fad.
but the environment, the social, and the governance aspect of a company are important, but they only work as long-term drivers. So actually quite the opposite of Eric's point of view. But ultimately, businesses can grow the pie and they should deliver profit as well as a positive impact on society. But it's something that, as Alex points out, requires judgment, not calculation.
So what I really think is the really potential of ESG is it's messy, you need to get your hands dirty, these are difficult things to understand, and this is where human experience and business judgment really comes to play. And so this is why I do believe that ESG can still be outperforming, even in a world in which we have big data and artificial intelligence.
These clips from Alex Edmans were taken from a full podcast episode that you can check out here. And I also put various reference links in the description below. And I'd really love to hear your comments and questions on this whole ESG, sustainability, impact investing. Thank you.